Sheet here, a couple of notes. Tonight's feature is B. Allen. He is not in the house yet, but I am assuming he will be. The mini feature is Karen Melander Magoon, who is also not here, but she usually comes late. And then Jimmy Mankind is going to give us the keynote, so that will be fun. And let's see what else. Mr. Natural will set up a new streaming device. It's the same old camera, but theoretically we're going to a hotspot, so you won't see me getting up to turn the camera off, on, and then asking Teddy to turn off the motor and turn it back on, and then come back on to turn the camera off and on again. So, that was a lot of fun. And we don't need the light condom on because the way I can set the film, I can set it so that it cuts off like right about here, some odd things like that. We'll practice. And let's see. If you have a cell phone, now's the time to turn it off. Or put it on airline mode or buzz or something so it doesn't go beep, 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 right in the middle of someone else's phone.
Of us taking off.
Yes, you
That's
know.
poetry.
Lord knows it.
Yeah, power off.
Whoops, it's already off.
At all times. There we go.
That takes care of those announcements. And fabulous prizes. Yes, we do have fabulous prizes, as always. Now, Martin Hickel, people know that name. This is his book, Earthly Goods, which I got for Clara. If you know Philip Levine, there's a book by him. This is poems by John Rowe. I have a couple of these, so I'm giving this one away. 15 years, 1997 to 2011. I don't know if that's 15. If you like funerary poems, you would like to take this book, Funeral Sentences by Tinker Green. There's some interesting funerary poems in there. If you know Alice Rogoff, then you'll say, oh boy, I would like this book, because it is by her. A Ladle-Shaped Woman, that's the title of it.
She's a publisher, by the way.
Yes, she is. And if you want to be completely annoyed, I did some printing off of old things and found things that I printed off. So this is just a bunch of poems that are in the book that I just recently came out with. They're not the finished versions, but I put them together and figured something like that. And then there's haiku, which is all from notebooks that I really was cleaning out. So there's those. But you could want the last word. That means you come next week and you have the absolute last word. You can be the keynote, as you'll see Jimmy doing. You can choose the next week's theme, or you can do the mini feature, which, who was the mini feature?
Karen.
Karen, yeah. So she comes up after the second half and gets 8 minutes up there. So all those are there. And the email is here, a little card in case you want to take one of these, so you can say, I know a great place to go, here, take that card. I only send out one a week unless I make a mistake, and then I send it out two, saying, oops, I made a mistake. So sorry. And anyway, that takes care of the news for the evening. I did bring some of the copies of my books with me, so in case you want to talk to me about that. I said it disconnected. How interesting is this? You know, I'm glad that it did that because it reminds me that plans often go astray. So now I'm going to sit down, and I shall take my glasses, put them on my face, and Jimmy, it looks like you signed up for the first spot. So when you do the keynote, then you do the keynote, and then you're the first speaker. So may Jimmy Mankind please come forward to do the keynote and then his first presentation. Give him a round of applause.
You're really great people to spot after this, but I'm going to attempt something serious and vocal and audible, and for Black History Month. It's history, right?
Yes.
Street freedom. First story. Because it's not there yet.
First story?
Yeah.
First story.
Earth history.
No.
Is that the time we're going?
Oh.
I wish that I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all them chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole wide world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart Remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. I wish that I could do all the things that I can do. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting new. Well, I wish I could be like a bird up in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found out I could fly. Oh, I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I'd know, yeah. Then I'd sing, 'cause I'd know, yeah. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know how it finally feels to be free. I just want to say that was made famous by Nina Simone, and words of music Billy Taylor and Dick Dallas in 1967. And it makes me sad that they're still singing that song because they have to. So it's a real bummer.
What's the name of the song?
Oh yeah, it's to me it's the longest name of any song I ever saw. Wish I knew how it would feel to be free. The whole thing. Okay, so I'm back to normal now. You hear that?
I just got in. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God, you'll have to catch up on the podcast. Because this is my singing coach,
Yeah.
who has never taught me anything.
Encore.
Yeah. Wish that I could feel how it feels to be free. Anyway, this one is State of the State of Our Lives. Blow out the candles, knaves and sweet harlots. This is the end of the light. You're guilty of breaking the law and clinging to high hopes. For this is the age of darkness and crime's sweet delight. The streets shall belong to the stalkers and thugs, to the Bashirs of Sahel and the beasts of high places, to the killers and purveyors of all bugs. Lock your doors. The alleys and yards belong to the Yeg. Turn out your lights. Sit armed in the dark, watching the latch. You must acclimate yourself to the dying and undead. Evil alive is life in a death sentence. It lasts longer if they cannot see you. Try not to step on the babies. Use your cell. Call your broker. He'll say, healthcare. The boomers are sicker than ever. You'll counter, is this the boom we call vulture capitalism? Yep, that's all it's ever been since the monarchies stamped their heads on all the money. Who do you think invented capital and gave it that horrid name? As you lie writhing, pushed to the side of their toll road, tool, how can John Yoo by himself control all that's cruel? Better watch out, fool, when they come to collect. You'll ask the cop about solar and wind, like asking your mom about safe sex and sin. Your chances are good as the weather, by the way. Did you leave your light on? Watching is easier from the dark side when the outside comes on. What's in and who's out is under someone's control. It must go or we will. Poets who tell truth and never obey, they're the first to go and have their say on the walls of FEMA camps in forests far from LA. You just cannot see justly. So can you feel? Try not to pray. Your God just left yesterday. Your religion is theater. Your God is the star. The plot's a bit tired and will not go very far. Besides, they like it when you get down on your knees. It makes them feel big. And then, as if tougher than fleas. These thugs are bugs, too. Shit.
Hey. it off there. All right. There's one thing I forgot to mention in my rather lengthy announcement, and that is that when we have someone who's here for the first time, we usually do a great deal of pounding of tables, clapping of hands, animal noises, barnyard sounds, and
Fanfare.
fanfare, brouhaha, brouhaha. There we go. So with that in mind, the fine poet Vladimir Arazov. Did I say that right? Azarov.
Yeah.
Give him a round of applause, but it's his first time here. All the way from
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I'm Vladimir Azarov.
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 Okay.
Nabokov Azarov. No Nabokov, no Azarov.
Oh,
Italian letter.
all right.
Yeah, I'm Vladimir. Okay, I'm first time in this amazing city. I'm an architect in Russia, was in Moscow, and the city was my dream because I knew it. It's very up and down, but the city is great and a lot of contemporary architecture. Sounds okay.
Yeah, get really close to the mic so
Yeah.
because some people have trouble hearing.
Yeah. Okay, and I came to Canada 13 years ago. I'd like to say about this one. The German language, I didn't have English. I began to study English, and in this time I began to write my poetry. And I'm going to read my poetry from my new book of architecture. This book published already, and in Amazon it will be available in May. Okay, I'm going to read one poem on this book about Michelangelo, about his work on David. David. This stone I call giant, it is now mine. Happiness is heaven once in this lifetime for me, a stone cutter, and I got it. Oh, cry in career in my Tuscany, oh my virtual Tuscany, oh shining stone bands on the surgery where he, my hidden young, gigantic chill is inside. In the tight mystery of life, I have so many drawings out. I like this one on rice paper where I wrote a couple of poetic words. David is asleep. It is a bow eye, Michelangelo, and I count his crush. I have this divine age in my mind, it is so inviting. I cannot wait to crush my giant stone. I need to crush for all the people's joy. Hey, my Facebook friends, help, listen. My sharp hammer begins to strike with my future David. But wait, here. I will undress your stone shell. I need to touch your marble skin, your embryo, in a cradle room. In my head, lots of prayers, all early fighting prayers from the Bible. My sculpted thoughts were born out of poetry. Dante and Petrarch talked to me. I used to surround the shows with my valorous route. Did you choose poetry? You and only me. If you can hear in your dark white reason. There is lots of strong crafty fur around. My pets will help, my friends, their assistant. Hey, Francesca, Ravel, Fabrizio, stop dancing around this Yale Orthodox God. I close my eyes, afraid to see his face. His features are still under a veil of uncut stone, but I hear his breath inside his dark cage. We need to give him freedom quickly. the liberty of Florence. He is ready to fight for the Medici, though his eyes are turned toward everlasting Rome. Or his smothered jacket. Take it off at once a chunk from his surgery back. Do not be shy. Show us your San Testamental body, of which you pay no pence for the final sculpture. The calendar still though Julian runs, and runs again. What is the date today? Friday, March 6, 1504. Am I thirsty? Hey, I'm thirsty. Francesca, pour water from this jug into the glass to drink, to wash my stone dust from my rough hands. Crush the surrounding wood in metal armatures. Hey, run quickly for red wine, not from the marble bank of my Ascoli, but from sunny Sicily. Hey, my fellows, my fool, my friends, Bill smiles at us. Oh, no, sorry, just me. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I'm glad, ladies and gentlemen. That is all. All right. Things bode well, as they say in France. All right, let me just read the next 5 or 6 so that people know the order of the in which they are. So we have David Zeltzer, Louis, Hal, Owen, Stephanie, Ambrose, Karen, David, Richard, and it looks like Jimmy Jones. Is that right? Jimmy?
Jimmy Jones.
That's right.
Oh, you're Jimmy. Oh, I didn't know.
You had to think for a bit.
When is the mini feature?
Oh, well, then we have D. Allen's the feature, and then we have a couple people, but there's no, see, like here's D. Allen, then there's Garrett, and then there's you. Unless people come in, there's here.
Oh, so I do it.
You're going to be quickly after the break, unless things change between now and then.
Do a little bit.
Yeah, everything. We're good. You're good. You're far more than good. But then people will start wondering about me and all that. All right, so David, have you been here before? Never. He has not been here before, ladies and gentlemen. Another round of it. I hear any animal sound or pounding or stuff like that. Come on, people. Wake it up out there. You're acting as if there's a funeral happening, and there is someplace, but that's beside the point.
It's fun to be here. I read all over the Bay Area, but this is my first time here.
Aha!
So thanks for the
Well, it won't be your last, we're hoping.
I hope so.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with a short poem and then a long poem that I started last year and finished this morning. Better put my glasses on. In only one of many universes, I hold you close. The miner wipes his brow on his crumpled sleeve. The surgeon wonders if this patient will ever wake. The jet engine howls on the test rig. I drop my arms to my sides. The water underneath is clear and still. That's it. 7 poems for Susan. 1. It's not enough. Precision has no words. Precision-guided death angel, blood for the grieving child whose ragged voice has no words. No one touches the far-off daughter, cold as rocky fragments, unimagined before silent dreams of the hole in time. Yesterday, a smile stunned one stone in the sky with longing. 2. Waiting for thunder. Beethoven's sonata drifts by thunderous memory, driving down the coast where mother screeches at icy haloed dwarf planet behind her eyes, spewing scary stories of moonlit women stabbed in the heart, driving motorcycles on the coast, looking for mother on the high cliff. Wails about far off. Mother finds a jar filled with tiny jewels and can't stop weeping. 3, counting the hours. Blue veins writhe beneath lovers' longing muscles, a name unknown and ancient writhing everywhere. Curious skin, kiss her foggy curves. Ancient lovers kissed like never before. 4, planet glow. Northern leaves caress tiny squidding cathedrals, stroke gentle gravity crystals. Every turn of the dial, the radio squawks blood. It covers the car seats. The doctor reveals the name of the flower. You told me a crystal grows under your soft fur. I can't make it without you, bleeds the breathing radio. Its voice fills your crystal heart with tiny jewels. 5, blood forgot once. Imagine the nearest star won't see you and hangs up. Drifting blood surrounds satellite packed into sky. Imagine. I wonder what eye sees everything fallen from butterfly airplanes. Imagine. Naked beauty years over and over and happier than ever. I nearly cry because war murders child wonder, beastly planet later. This coded message means I'm sorry I can't see you tonight. 6, come over. I need you. Lethe is the river of forgetting in Hades. Swept into the Lethe gravity well, tumbling over the rocky edge, exploding and shimmering in shapeless sunlight, yearning for the silent pool. I crawl down the wall to a tiny crack. Inside is a bustling city filled with policemen, ants, a sailboat on a lake that becomes desert. I give you no water from my canteen. I wake up and cry, beg for mercy from the drowned ants. My apology, they tell me, has already fallen in another time inside me, where you and I joyously celebrate the forgotten wounds my parched lips will never again caress. 7, last one, hold your applause. 7, every morning. Inside the drop of sunrise blood, lizard molecule shines every morning without you. Inside the heart drop, light the way so the Spaniard at the long table filled with overflowing heaps of food can find the leg of lamb he was mouthing when the light turned black, when the taxi ran off the road and flipped over. Startled mothers eating sandwiches on the lawn now bloody. Children running up the church steps to see farther. Inside this tiny drop of water, vast memory unfolded. But whose stories did it tell you? Gone now, but the warning, the lizard and the Spaniard will thrive. Every morning I bleed a molecule in your heart. Every morning. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. David Francis, ladies and gentlemen. New and welcome to it. All right. Oh, did you want to sign in? Yeah, we just wait till after the break because, then we'll get you. All right. Louis, come on up here. Louis, give him a nice round. What? Careful. Yes. Give him a round of applause. Come on, people. Waking up out there. Hey, did you want to read later? I think
I'm 2 inches taller than the last reader.
Don't do this at home. We're professional here, ladies and gentlemen. And I won't talk over him like that. I'll stop talking right
You can
now.
talk right over this. Nice. We're going to really talk over this over here on the right side.
Hold on. There we go.
My daughter, my advisor, says to always read a little bit of this because you just sound a little cool. So I'm going to start with, he was Mr. Culture Flash, rash and rabid. Times they were so exciting. She was calm and cool. Gravity's fool just got few fun foibles or two. Then we'll just forget that and go into the piece that I was doing last week, which is about my granddaughter, Rose. And I was doing, this is the conclusion of that piece, if such pieces have conclusions. The opening graph of this began, it's Rose Petals, Petal Free. It began, I mentioned that Rose is shy, but that is not completely true. She is shy before she gets to know you. Then watch out. Okay, to bring you up to date here, she has discovered that I am Papa de Papa, the Papa of her Papa, and she didn't know that. He had one too. And she started calling me Pop Peace in response to my son and daughter-in-law calling me Papa Louis. So she combined a unifying name of Pop Peace. That's why the name Pop Peace in here. And we are changing her clothes in her bedroom. She asked for help doing that. Okay. I hadn't helped such a small person put on socks and shoes in many years, but she had confidence in me, confiance en moi, and I did it. Then all by herself, she changed her top to a bright red pullover shirt and her bottom, I think pants, to a little white tutu, gleefully showing me her pretty underwear along the way. Shy was a long time ago now. Next, she needed to go wee-wee and asked me to come to the bathroom with her. On my last visit, she had screamed when I approached the half-open bathroom door with her in it when she was in it, and she had also screamed at the idea of my seeing her in the bathtub when my son was giving her a bath. So I was a little surprised with her new policy of openness around me. But that was before. In the age of Pop Peace, all such barriers came down. Trust, that word used so often by sleazy politicians, was the key here, I guess. But here it was genuine, unreserved. We proceeded to the bathroom where she demonstrated how to insert her little toilet seat into the big one. She pulled down her tutu and underwear and hopped up on the toilet with a big grin on her face. She looked like a young princess on the throne. Wow, I said. I was impressed, and sincerely so. My grandfather was some kind of bathroom whiz. She peed, then tore off a strip of toilet paper, wiped herself, then threw the piece of paper almost contemptuously into the toilet. Yes, I think a true princess would behave just like that. Another wow from Pop Peace and some applause. A little aside here, I went through the same thing with my Spanish granddaughter, Isabella, about 5 years ago in Puigcerdà, Spain. She did it perfectly, except she forgot to wipe. She tore off the strip of toilet paper, then with a big know-it-all grin, threw it into the toilet. Well, almost right. I gave her full credit for the thought and said nothing about the missing step. Muy bien, nieta. Rose asked for assistance getting off the toilet seat, which I politely offered to la petite princess. Then we went to the sink to wash hands. Wow, indeed, she had it all down. I showed her how she could cup her hands and also wash her face. She was simply amazed at this. She began to scrub her face with hands so rapidly I was afraid she might injure herself. Careful of your eyes, I said. I always worry about the little ones hurting themselves, especially their eyes. Rambunctiousness knows no limits at 2, but often I notice ends in tears. They don't know how to put on the brakes yet. But such enthusiasm. Wow, again, it is almost contagious. You don't see anything like this past the age of 10 or 12. Judged solely on the basis of raw enthusiasm, life is over by the age of 15. One trudges on into the other stages of life, protected by reason, logic, education, and so forth. But that fundamental spark, what William Blake called infant joy, is mostly gone. Shakespeare had the stages down in As You Like It, but he might have added more on the infant state than just mewing and puking in the nurse's arm, and included a little less on the second childhood song, teeth, on eyes. The latter, all ash, no spark, is just too depressing. Following our trip to the bathroom, we went downstairs and joined the old folks and little brother. Who's going to little jealous when I fed little brother his dinner? She is a kindly, nurturing kid and often feeds little brother herself. But when I returned to the couch after feeding little brother, she made an ugly face and slugged me. I was baffled. Are you mad? I asked. She did not answer, but her lips tightened in a little circle. She also looked like she was about to cry. Are you angry? I asked, using another word. She nodded. I finally got it. Her brother had gotten my attention, and she wanted it all for herself. I understood that old devil jealousy and gave her a hug. Then all was well. She sat at the adult dinner table by my side, eating partly off her plate and partly off mine. Wow, what more attention could I want than this? I guess having a granddaughter is a swell experience, using a word that people haven't used in years. The next day I ran into a friend. Almost immediately he observed, "You look very happy. Got a new girlfriend?" "Not exactly," I said. "I visited my granddaughter yesterday. I think I bought something. Her enthusiasm, her joie de vivre is contagious."
Yeah.
There's
Louis! Thank you so much. All right. So, one other thing I did fail to mention, as if you do read something by somebody else, I give you one of these cards and you'll say, "What is this for?" And I will say, "This is when you read poems by somebody else, you put your name, the poet's name, and the name of the poem or the song or whatever. So that way when I do the write-up, I don't always quote you as having presented Charge of the Light Brigade by Carl Sandburg, who didn't write Charge of the Light Brigade. He wrote Charge of the Heavy Brigade. He was into dieting at the time. That was a wasted effort. Have you had a belly pull yet? All right. See, I'm preparing you for Hal Robbins. So, Hal, come on up here. Take to the mic. How's your mic, lad? 5 o'clock bar, or 5th. Well, not the 5th. I get too drunk on that.
Well, in keeping with the theme, which is Black History Month, I'm going to...
Oh, Stephanie, could you give me one of the light condoms for a second? I'm going to change it out after.
Anyway, Wordsworth's apostrophe to Saint Louverture is what I'm going to attempt. And he was the most important person in the history of our country, if not in human history, and the first to defeat Napoleon's armies with his army of slaves, or former slaves, that he raised. And because he caused Napoleon so much expense and trouble, the Louisiana Purchase came about, because Napoleon needed to raise the money. So we gained the great city of New Orleans and huge tracts of land west of the Mississippi River. But Toussaint was tricked by the French and taken in chains to France, where he died in a dungeon. They came in there and found him sitting upright in his chair, but dead. So Wordsworth wrote this in 1802, and it was first published in 1803 and first anthologized in 1807, but by then Toussaint was gone. However, he had great effect, and he led the most successful slave rebellion of all time, and maintained a disciplined army which resisted the reimposition of slavery even after he was imprisoned. So this is what Wordsworth wrote when Wordsworth was young and a revolutionary poet, rather than the old fuddy-duddy which he became when he lived on and lost his youthful revolutionary spirit. Toussaint, the most unhappy man of men. Whether the whistling rustic tend his plough within thy hearing, or thy head be now pillowed in some deep dungeons. Earless den, O miserable chieftain, where and when wilt thou find patience? Yet die not. Do thou wear rather in thy bonds a cheerful brow, though fallen thyself, never to rise again. Live and take comfort. Thou hast left behind powers that work for thee, air, earth, and skies. There's not a breathing of a common wind that will forget thee. Thou hast great allies. Thy friends are exaltations, agonies, and love, and man's unconquerable mind. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. All right. Thanks so much for that. Let me read the next 4 people that are coming up. We have Owen, then Stephanie, then Ambrose, then Karen Huff. So, Owen, come on up here. Kick us in the balls of our eyes, like a friend of mine used to say. Right between the balls of our eyes. That's my friend used to say that all the time. I'll kick you right between the balls of your eyes. What? It's a way of having him say, having us wake up. Smell of coffee, or fly right, or whatever they used to say. And, thank you so much. All right. POUSA.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Palms. Only the chanting midnight rain beats down for its sultry showers. Erased unicorn upon its sultry towers, chimes in this nocturne time and again, laying its lips upon my eaves of pain. Laughter in its cold branches tell of the hours. Laughter and lust become ill, sours the bleak covenant we call the sea. Godly princes all we get, a nimby-voiced gold-bearded boy. Odysseus set sail, we never sat along our passions and penance. Destroy the heart of plenty through the day standing, bid the sun adieu. This is from my chapbook, Tide Sung Outcry. Rocks awakening. Little men out to sea, fishing invisible, their tongues at quiet, pacing the determined hours upon the quiet soft sand. The obsequious waves still lull me to heaven. Milieu, Pashim and terrace, salt in the dew of the woods, of manna, manna, manna. Crying windward the sperm's rock soil of true endeavor, selfhood, survival of the fittest lying quietly on the sand. Kelp rocks barter no more their abalone fervor to please the rich pasies and posies of Tide Sung Outcry. Sonnet 2. The way I should have taken away unwise, I took today in a profound sort of way. In a funny way, this heart forsaken and feelings quieted by the unshaken, quiet, firm fruit. Chances we may see through the air. We save our breathing lust, awaken the raritude of raw root and the penetration of 20 valises laden with eons of our raw root. We eschew the strength of heavy sneezes. We swarm through the air like bees and flies. our hungry hearts open to truth and lies.
Nice.
Owl Slack. Harumps harking, hacking, wheezing out to all the calm sweetness, penance, pecking forbearance of the sark's dandelion. Come as it may mean nothing, Phoebus, nothing. Nothing to that brings the brazen coitus, the meadowlark and vine. A new education. To walk the worlds we walk in wonder, like the barefoot, benighted, wide-eyed wonder of Pilgrim's Progress. Part of the net that catches fish in the ocean. Much like an electric train at sea, sounds pinions and pennants, lords and ladies of that chance that they are fire and delight. Then becomes seraphim. Women fast and pray for their denarii to fly them to heaven. Mine soars Oz. Let the raven's lust be young. Cows mourn their unconscionable loss. Sheep gaze through lichen moss. Snakes stay forever in tune, cry among the rocks, weeds, adobe. Trail sometime we say our prayers, we toss like gold coins to Baudelaire's cross. He stood for crucifix. Run like bells that ring outward to heaven. No more the burden on earth we on earth bore ourselves, and leeward skim the soil. The awful toil we see, touch, think, feel. Let go for the instance. Compensatory, then ignore. Little order. Lust on the shelves of Orion wind. Turned on the sand of the fade plumage of the waves to toss again to the swooning barrenness of the sand and kelp. I talk to in the time of surrender of my kiss of need to allay the wondrous domain of the dark rain we run to in hope of the terror of the stars dashing back to the hazy, swirling, wondrous sand, the quiet sand, the sea we should dance and sing to in merry mock derision. Panis Angelicus, Panis Angelicus, we sing alive to thee.
Thank you much, Mr. Earl.
Thank you very much.
I have to ask you, if you're recording people, you have to ask them if you're going to do it, because I don't know if they do I don't know if you're doing it audio or visual, so. Yeah, I do the streaming, but everybody knows about that, but if they don't know we're doing that, you have to let them know. Oh, I'm here for a moment. I need assistance from someone who will help me put the light contour up.
President Shirky.
I want to see if this makes a difference in the. It's a Black History Month shirt. I got it from Carlos. He gave it to me long before he died. It's a black shirt. All right, Earl. As well it should be. Now let me get this organized. All right, so now we are ready to go. As they say, thank you. Oh, it's Stephanie Manning who's next. Give her a nice round, please. And after her, we have Barbara Bush. Just saying. Babs, as we call it.
Okay, so this poem I wrote before I heard that Marcia died, but Marcia Campbell has passed away.
Oh, yes.
A dear friend of ours.
Yesterday, day before yesterday?
Yeah, a few days ago.
And we're going to do something here for her at some point when we get organized.
But her picture should definitely be up here, or maybe
Yeah.
we should start a list of names, because we won't be able to get everybody in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is called Tussle. An invisible giant had my toes in a vice grip today as I defrosted the milk fridge at work. He pinched them hard, making it nearly impossible to kneel down in my efforts to loosen ice off the walls of the big metal refrigerator long and low. Has about 700 notes in it. He has given me trouble before, this joker. like grabbing my legs as I woke up in the morning feeling all blissfully rested. I roll over and bing, he grabs my calves and hoochie goo, we struggle, him and I. In fact, I am writing this poem prophylactically with the hopes of preparing my mind for his next attack. He is invisible, so I can't predict when he's coming, but he's out there. And he thinks it's all very funny. Writhing in pain is not so funny, you know. I think I should enlist the purple fairies from my goddaughter's dreams to stick him with thorns as he slumbers. I don't know. I'm too normal to know about these things. Only the wild thimbleberry blossoms can predict when icicles will drip, or when translucent bullies will disturb the operating paradigm merely to entertain Orion in the winter hexagonal, you know, up there in the stars somewhere, beneath the fictions we create while we're asleep, and above thoughts of French toast sizzling in the pan, in there just before the cat pounces on your belly, well before the alarm rings, quickly dragging your mind out of that creative basin up into the messy room and the dusty Venetian blinds, before you realize the moon is shining down on you and you remember to be grateful, up in that wee crawl space of the mind, just big enough for Queen Mab to squeeze through. That's where I think he lies in wait for you. But really, it's just a downy guess on my part. I will need to consult with the chartreuse and green-leafed trees later as the sun goes down, when flocks of birds chitter. Maybe the still water can breathe some life into insight. Still water, reflections, and the angle of sunlight and shade, deep into the late afternoon. For now, I know only this, that a cat curled up and purring in the morning moonlight will always save you from getting stuck in that zone between the color scheme of dreams and the absolute logistical nightmare of modern life. Nothing frightens away the bullies of the mind like peace.
Nice. Stephanie Manning. Right. All right. So let me read the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people here, 6. We have Ambrose, then Karen, then David, then me, then Richard, then Jimmy, then Dee Allen, who has arrived. Give him a nice round of applause. We'd be glad to do that. Dee Allen in the house over there. We also have Garrett Murphy and Greg Pond, who came in after we started, and then we have Karen here, and Clara Sue said she would be here later on, so that's great. We are in fine shape, as they say. So, Ambrose, is this your first time here?
No.
Oh, okay, well then there you go. Give him a nice round anyway. Come on up here.
I've been thrown out of 30 bars in San Francisco.
Only 30?
By way of partial introduction.
Oh.
Only 30. 86 from one bar 3 times.
Yeah. There you go. That's
Let's see. Okay, so here goes. I drank a sea of booze, and butane left me sick. I lapped her sex and butthole too aboard the SS Dick. No samurai in olden times could shoot a bow so well. She took me down with zen-like ease. My knife hand brought no peace. So still today, I think of her, I tag the depths of hell with images of flowers and of her sex as well. I drank a sea of booze, and butane left me sick. I filled her sex and butthole too with every inch of prick. I'm a wolf howling. This is, by the way, from my new book. It's just out. My new chapbook. You can find it at most bookstores in the Bay Area. It's called Suffer the Amnion. 32 poems and 13 illustrations. It's at City Lights and Green Apple. I'm a wolf howling at the moon. Look hard enough, I become the spoon. I'm the beer and the glass half empty. I'm the gate to the cemetery. I'm the rooster that crows at sunup. I'm the woman deep in her cups. I am the water under the bridge. I am the billy goat high on the ridge. I am my organs not making a sound. I am myself when there's no one around. A soft leather glove to warm her hand, milky jade in a silver band, lingerie that didn't fit well, the silence I kept when I knew it was hell, a little minced chicken that came in a box. I came so fast when she wore the pink socks. She gave me directions when it wasn't a plan, 2 a.m. breakfast straight from the pan. Joy de vivre, rien dans ma manche. I gave it my best when I tried to learn French. I filled her cup full, but it wasn't her brand. Neither was jade in a silver band. Alabaster white and icy cold, trembling fingers, they do what they're told. A gaze that lingers on something entombed, drinking breakfast alone in a room. Icy cold fingers that subtly mock, gazes undress you when you take a walk. Leonard Cohen in the mornings. I'm talking about the early years. First 2 albums, not his best, but enough to depress the nails sticking up in the floorboards of my woe and help me to progress, if only by a toe. That bitter morning music, swallowed with some beers, loosened the saliva, gave voice to what I've come to know. I slapped her face. It was the first time I'd done that ugly thing.